Hey, it's time to hydrate.
Best kept secret in sports, no longer a secret.
If you're looking for quality seafood with friendly service, then the Fish Shack is the place for you. We're fast, fresh, and convenient, and ready to serve you today. You can order online and come in, or pick up your food curbside. We have outdoor seating as well. Need something to cool your taste buds? We have tasty daiquiris that you're sure to love. So come see us today at the Fish Shack in Byram, where we have great seafood and good daiquiris.
It's Pink Friday 2021, and here's a message from one of our survivors.
Hello, I'm Robin Roberts, and I am happy to join the American Cancer Society in the fight against breast cancer. As a breast cancer survivor and proud Mississippi native, I'm honored to support Pink Friday, a fundraiser for breast cancer awareness. We all have a part to play in this fight, and by working together, one day we are determined to find a cure for breast cancer. Get your tickets now to support this wonderful event.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Hey, it's time to hydrate.
Best kept secret in sports, no longer a secret.
Well, I got it. I got it.
Of course I got it.
I got it right after work.
That's right. I got the COVID-19 vaccine.
Because self-care. I got it because I wanted to get back to my normal.
I was one of the first ones that got it. And now, I'm helping others get theirs.
So let's get it together. Sign up and get your vaccine today, and let's stop COVID in its tracks. Visit IGotItMS.com.
Well, I got it.
I got it.
You already know. I got the COVID-19 vaccine.
I got it because you can only do prom once.
I got it because my team got big buzz this year.
I got it because my wife needs all the help he can get.
I got it because this school year is going to be awesome.
I got it because I missed my friends.
Sign up to get your vaccine today. Find out how at IGotItMS.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and for all those who's listening and watching it from around the world. And we are now live from the corner of Dalton and Lynch Street. It's the show where we take you inside the game before the game begins. It's the Pregame. With your host, Charles Bishop and Neely. So get ready, because we pregame harder than the other show's party. It's the Pregame.
and welcome into a special quick edition of the Pregame Show. Bishop and Neely coming to you from the home studios, if you will, here on the Black College Sports Network. And Neely, let me set this up today. I'm going to tell you how my day was going. I'm out playing golf, having a phenomenal day today, and then all of a sudden, my phone goes berserk. And when we touch base, your phone went berserk. Some breaking news that sort of happened today. So let's get into that a little bit in terms of what exactly happened today. And more importantly, our Jackson State fan base kind of reaction to the news. And the news itself was from the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, the article says squarely in the mix for the TCU football job, sources say. I'm not sure, but the immediate reaction, but Neely, I'm sure our fan base is more than happy to hear what exactly is going on here.
I'm lost. When you said the big news the other day, and I got my my Prime shirt on, my little gold chain, my Prime glasses. I'm lost, Chuck. When you said the big news of the day, I really thought you were talking about the Lady Tigers almost upsetting the University of Miami down there in Miami.
I was keeping track of that. I thought that was big news, but apparently from all the texts and the DMs, that wasn't the case.
That's the real news. Shout out to Coach Reed and the Lady Tigers, man. Traveled down to Miami, Florida, took on the Hurricanes, and almost pulled it out, Chuck. Almost pulled it out. We always talk about the importance of winning those games, those out-of-conference games, being competitive and winning them in November, December. Her first one, opening night, Coach Reed, defending SWAC champions, almost. I just knew that you were talking about that you were going to talk about box score and what she did, block, rebounds, and points. But you talking about some telegram out of Dallas, out of Texas, man? What the hell is going on in the world, Chuck?
Well, here's basically the gist of the article. It said Deion Sanders squarely put himself in the mix to become TCU's next coach. Sources to the University Selection Committee told the Star-Telegram on Tuesday. Said Sanders had his first interview with TCU on Monday and impressed. One source went so far as to saying Sanders is expected to make a cut for the second round of interviews. This is in quotes. I'm not saying he's going to get the job. I'm not saying he's a leading candidate at this point, but he's in the mix. He was impressive. So, I think a lot of people are curious as to what the reaction is from the pregame show. And and it's been, and our fan base has had a very, I got a phone call, a very panicked reaction. So, tonight's episode was kind of talk a little bit about this and get into the gist of it.
Yeah, just being a little tongue-in-cheek with you, Chuck. Of course, I knew what tonight's show was about. My phone was blowing up too so much that you and I talked, and literally I was on campus over in football operations having some team meetings because, this show has been selected by Coach Prime to be embedded in the program. So, we had some afternoon film sessions and unit meetings and dinner over there at the cafeteria. And we were all smiles at this, all smiles, because there is not an ounce of reality over at 1400 Lynch Street at the TB Ellis Annex that somehow Coach Prime is leaving for anywhere. He has made his commitment to this program. And even when you see media outlets quoting quote over quote over quote over quote, what you still haven't seen is, you said it's TCU, is it? You still haven't seen TCU come out with the date, the time, the transcript, the Zoom link, a picture of it, however they allegedly met on yesterday, I take it, for this interview of sorts, if you will. So I think that Tiger Nation can rest well. I think what we need to be doing is focusing in on our game this weekend against Southern down in Baton Rouge, which when we win it, we will have mathematically and fundamentally and factually secured the SWAC East crown and be going to the SWAC championship. That's the focus over there. And it's not a focus because it's being dismissed and we're just going to ignore the outside noise. It's the focus because the main thing is the main thing. And this rumor mill stuff is pointless. It is without merit. I've seen people say stuff, Chuck, like, well, they're saying it and he being Coach Prime is not refuting it. So it must be true. So let me give you an example of that. Hey, y'all, Beyonce will be with me at the Soul Bowl. on, booed up. Public displays of affection. Now, in the next few days, when she doesn't refute it, I want y'all to believe me. When she doesn't come out and say otherwise, when I say, yeah, you know, sources say now Beyonce is in the mix to get with Neely. She's in the mix. Come on, y'all. Come on.
Well, here's a more, I guess, more interesting question that I would ask. And we're all Jackson State fans, but normally when news hits and social media being what it is, we have an immediate reaction to if it's on this medium, then it has to be true. And it's a very interesting sort of dynamic to watch and see because in so many cases, we just kind of have this sort of panic reaction to news specifically in regards to Jackson State or how it's going to tear away the focus or whatever the case might be.
Yeah, the team is focused, Chuck. I was there at practice this morning. Today, the schedule changed on this week. Typically, Wednesday is our install day where we really focus on the game plan for the coming Saturday. Then we work on that install Wednesday, practice it Thursday, do walkthrough Friday. Moved up the schedule some this week since we're going to travel on part of Friday. So we did installs this morning. Team went as normal as they are. Coaches got up with their presentations to their units and the entire team, went outside and practiced. And none of this was affecting the team's focus, the conversations with the coaches, or anything of that nature. And then now somebody's going to say, oh, Neely, that's because it was 7 this morning. Well, we're back over there at 6 p.m. today, and the same thing. It is not disrupting this team. This team is business-minded. These players, these coaches are blocking out the noise. In fact, when they don't block out the noise, they're laughing at the noise because of the absurdity of it all. That he would be leaving right now and leaving for TCU off an internet rumor. And Chuck, that's what I meant when I said quoting the quote of a quote. When you read these articles, these clickbait articles, if you will, nobody is saying who said it. A sports blog site comes out with something, it gets traction, everybody starts retweeting and sharing that, and they're quoting that quote. But there's never a name with the quote. There's never an official with TCU to say, yeah, we talked to him on this day at this time. Because those of us in the mix at football operations and the pregame show, we're in communication with Coach Prime, and we know what windows of time that some of these things could have happened or not happened, and it's just not a lot of validity to it. It's not enough for us to get in this uproar about it. This team, operations, football department, all is focused on the game this weekend to secure the SWAC East crown.
Let me play the what if here. All right. Because here's a lot of texts that I've been getting today. And this is, I'll play the role of SWAC fan. I'll play the role of Jackson State fan, even better. It's not a good look if he takes this interview with TCU.
And who said he took the interview? Because again, it's not a good look for Beyonce to come to the Soul Bowl with me and she's married to Jay-Z. But when did Beyonce ever say she was coming to the Soul Bowl with me? I said that. That had been by Beyonce, and people are taking the silence of Beyonce as that must mean that's true, when they're not understanding that we don't have the time, we don't have the desire to respond to every single rumor that is going to happen around this coach, this program. So this Chuck, I remember watching American Gangster, and the Don was telling Frank Lucas, your success took a shot at you. How you gonna keep, Frank? You gonna become unsuccessful? This is what happens when you're successful. For the people out there who dated a bad one, when you date a bad one, you got to let it be bad. Now, you got to let a bad chick be a bad chick. People going to shoot at her. People going to say stuff about it. And if you ain't ready to date a bad one, that's your insecurities. And he's at the number of people, or how I should say, it's the same people, who said he wasn't coming here, that it was a rumor mill, that there's no way a person like Deion Sanders would choose to coach at an HBCU, would choose to coach at Jackson, Mississippi, choose to coach at Jackson State University. Now those same people who got hushed on that are all buying into it. Told you he's leaving. I knew it was true. Because the two things that are in common on those both ends of that poll is you didn't feel like you deserve this. That's an insecurity issue for you to work on. You need to look in the mirror and deal with your insecurities. I thought all along, Chuck has thought all along, clearly A.D. Robinson has thought all along that Jackson State and HBCUs could have a guy like Deion Sanders be our coach. And since that time, we've never wavered in our thought that oh, yeah, he's going to leave us on the first string smoking. And we cannot allow what is a fundamental fact. At some point in the future, Coach Prime will no longer be the coach of Jackson. That is a fact. Sure. At some point in the future, the pregame show will no longer be a show on the internet or be the buzz for social media. That is a fact. You can't allow that fact that could be years from now, decades from now, make you feel that you're right now. So everybody's got this that, well, you know, when he does leave, hell, everybody leaves at some point, Chuck.
That is a fact. Yeah.
We're talking about the right now as we're trying to get focused on this securing the SWAC East crown, because mathematically that is what happens when we win Saturday down in Baton Rouge. FAMU can no longer catch up. We already got a 1-game lead on them. There only be 1 game left. We win this next one, it is a wrap. We're going to the SWAC championship. That's this team's focus. Now, when you sit down and say, hey, if you heard, they laugh at it, but no one is walking around over there worried or mad like the fan base is on the internet. Oh, he's leaving us already. I knew he wasn't worth a damn. I told y'all he wasn't this, wasn't that. Then when they come out that he ain't leaving, I was with y'all the time, boss. I tried to tell him you wasn't going nowhere, boss. I said, come on, y'all. Stop. Just stop.
I think you touched on it at one point in time, RELAX, relax. And we have to kind of, at times, keep that in mind and kind of keep a level head, level focus like the team is doing. This tough Southern football team of this upcoming weekend. Jackson State has not beaten the Southern team since 2013. Trust you me, there is laser focus on getting through this losing streak that Jackson State has to Southern. You had an opportunity to talk today to Coach T.C. Taylor.
Coach, when we were up there, we talked to the coaches weekly. We talk to them every other day and get their assessments of how it's going. Now, this was a segment for later on this week. Talk to T.C. Taylor. We all know and love Coach T.C. Taylor. Has been commanding an offense for about 4 weeks now. Played at Jackson State, legendary player at Jackson State, and now coaching there. I want y'all to listen to Coach Taylor this morning and tell me, does he sound like a guy that's worried about some outside noise?
Coach T.C. Taylor, you played here. You know about this rivalry with Southern Baton Rouge, particularly traveling down there. What's been your message to the team this week?
Let's just play discipline, play within our game, and not try to do too much. Don't get caught up in the hoopla when you're in these kind of games. I mean, we know what this is all about. When you cross that bridge, you got Jaguar versus the Tigers, and a lot of tradition on both sides. Not a lot of love between the two schools, so I'm looking forward to it. Had the opportunity to play in the first SWAC championship game ever against them back in, I think, 98, I want to say 98, 99, so it means a lot, but we just got to take care of our business. We know it's at stake for JSU football right now, so we just got to go over there and do what we do.
Rewinding back to last week, total offense probably just over 500 yards. But as you said in team meetings, didn't feel like it because we left a lot of plays out there. Yeah. What do we clean up this week to make sure we're just getting all we can out that juice?
We got to clean up turnovers. I think we got down to the 1 yard line and turned the ball over. We had another fumble mid-range and like the plus 40. So the emphasis this week is cleaning up the turnovers, of course. Got to come out and figure out how to start fast. That's been a thorn in our side right now, and guys wait till we get hit and then try to respond, but we can't continue to do that and expect to win football games. So the emphasis this week in practice day to day is just getting these guys to come out here and understand the importance of execution early. We had some opportunities, though, in the first half to really come out with a good tempo and play fast. We scored on the first drive, I think, had an impressive run. We've been preaching run the ball, and they came out and did that. But in between there, we kind of sputtered a little bit, so clean that up and try to figure this thing out.
The run game really complements, we talk about complementary football, complements that pass game, and the run game arrived against Texas Southern. How do we get that run game to travel to Baton Rouge?
Like I've been saying the last couple of weeks, we needed to gain a few bodies back. Demetri Jordan came back and did a hell of a job at left guard for us, and that made a difference. We implemented Peyton Pickett. He came out and showed why he's at Jackson State, and also JD. He ran the ball hard, and that's the thing. When we're clicking on all cylinders, it's hard for people to stop because you got to pick your poison. You know, to go out there and rush for 200 and throw for 300 yards, I mean, that's got to be kind of hard on defensive coordinators. Like, what are we going to try to stop? So we're going to try to continue that, scheme up some things, and go take advantage of this defense this weekend, man.
Now, personally for you and also professionally, being the signal caller going into this historic game that you've been a part of, how excited are you to really go down there and show what Coach T.C. Taylor and his offensive staff can do?
I'm very excited. But I always give the glory to God and to these kids. You know, I'll never forget, you know, without them, there is no me and this offensive coaching staff. So, you know, I just want to try to put together the best plan possible and let them go out there and execute. And then in the end, if we win, we all win. And when I say that, I mean the fans, alumni, you know, this football team, and, you know, we're on to the next one. We know what next week is about as well.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Let's get it. We coming over the bridge. Let's get it, baby.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Let's get it. We coming over the bridge this weekend. Let's get it, baby.
There you have it, Coach T.C. Taylor talking a little bit about the matchup this weekend. I'll tell you what, didn't sound panicked. He's laser focused in on the game this weekend, Neil.
Yeah, you know, Chuck, we are, you know, embedded with this program. There's a lot of trust that comes with that. There are a lot of things that we hear that Coach Prime trusts us to keep in house, and to understand that filter, what needs to go out, what needs to stay in. But I can tell you, as a Jacksonian, born and raised here in Jackson, as a Jacksonian, as in JSU alum, two qualifications you also share as well, that there is nothing going on with that program that has the ability to take away from the focus of the game this weekend. The students, the coaches, the equipment staff, the video team, the pregame show, you name it, all hands are on deck to beat Southern this weekend. You heard it from Coach T.C. Taylor, like, we're going to go over that bridge and we're going to come back with a W. All of this outside noise, because I've seen some of our fan base concerned, rightly so, that, well, if the student athletes, the players start hearing these rumors, you know, will it affect their play? They're laughing at the rumors. They know their coach better than most of us know their coach. They know their coach would communicate with them if anything like this had some substance or even immediacy to it. Coach Prime has said time and time again why he was led here in the mission that he's working on here. And what just blows my mind, Chuck, is that, again, you hear somebody from the outside say something and you take it as the gospel and then double down on it because we, or he being Coach Prime, has not refuted it. And he shouldn't have to refute it for you to be focused, whether you're the fans, the players, the loans, whoever, be focused on the mission at hand. You know, and on the other side of the coin, Chuck, on the other side of the coin, we have to understand, like I said about dating a bad chick, which I can proudly say I've dated several bad chicks, so I'm an expert in that area. When you're dating a bad chick, man, people gonna shoot. Jay-Z ain't combing through Beyonce's Instagram right now looking for. He ain't pulling Beyonce to the side saying, "Hey, who was at BSTGK?" Like, I mean, he ain't doing that.
Yeah,
he know what he got. He know where she is. He know what their focus is. And we have to take this "I believe" mantra and really believe that we're on this mission here and get this thing done and block out this outside noise. But as I was about to go down this road, Chuck, we have to understand that when you have a head coach that is desirable, rumors like this will emerge. And even if rumors have some truth to them, there is nothing wrong in the industry of coaching about coaches having conversations. It happens all the time on the Power 5 level that we say we're trying to grow to. It happens all the time in the coaching circles. It happens all the time in higher education circles. University presidents are completely happy where they are, but their names gets mentioned at a bigger university.
Precisely.
And they have the conversation, but it does not mean that they are leaving.
Right. And you know, you and I, we kind of talked a little bit about this off air, but this is the business. And we've talked about this, especially our HBCU fan bases, to a larger extent, our Jackson State fan base. Sometimes we have to kind of shake out of this Shangri-La-ness of you know, thinking that Eddie Robinson has walked through the door. Those days are kind of done. Okay, you're not going to get a coach that's there for the next 30, 40 years. Okay. It just doesn't,
You're probably
work that way anymore.
You're probably not going to get a coach that goes through 2 contracts.
There you go. Exactly.
You know, let alone a 20-year coach, a 15-year coach, a 10-year coach. You're probably not going to get a coach in this day and age that goes through 2 contracts. You're probably not going to get an athletic apparel company that goes through 2 contracts. Things metamorphosize, things change. This is a rapid growing and expanding industry. And so I don't want us to get heartburn 6 months from now during the off season when this rumor mill is up again. And then someone says, well, no, he did talk to him. Well, you know, just like when that old girl slid in your DM and you hit her back, you know, offers don't mean they're going nowhere. So probably, hey man, like this, the game is the game. And it doesn't mean that the world is ending. This coaching staff, under the direction of coach, who they met with Monday, Coach Prime, you heard it here. Coach Prime met with his staff on Monday, had a conversation with his coaching staff on yesterday about this weekend, about this upcoming game, which is why this morning you see TC Taylor making the comments he's making. And we had other interviews. Coach Hart will be dropping this week, Coach Weeks, Coach Pollock, and Coach Phillips. Coach Phillips is actually up on YouTube as part of wide receiver segment. But these guys are focused on Southern. And then it's going to be focused on Alcorn, and then focused on the SWAC championship, and then focused on Celebration Bowl, and then focused on early signing day. We have into existence, and we're not going to allow outside noise to get us off that process.
There you go. And like you said, I can't, I guess, reiterate it enough. Rumor mills being what they are. I think you touched on something very interesting. I'm not sure quite why fan bases get their hooks in, especially HBCU fan bases. And we saw that dynamic really play out today when our phones just went nuts today with regards to, you know, is this true? Is this true? Is this true? Is this true? But you touched on something, I think, just earlier, just in terms of why or how it happened. So if you just talk a little bit about that.
It happens because we're successful, you know, and we have social media and cell phones and text messaging. So information is exchanged faster. But you better believe when Coach W.C. Gordon went on that 28-game SWAC winning streak, his phone was ringing.
His phone was ringing. In fact, there are credible stories in our history about NFL teams who want to bring him up as a position coach or an assistant coach, and that he turned. The world didn't turn upside down because Coach W.C. Gordon was getting a call from the Bears or the Lions or whoever. Like, that's just the nature of success. We have a very successful program. We have a very successful football operations department, media department, our assistant coaches, equipment staff, top to bottom, with the Ashley Robinson, our VP of athletics, athletic directors put together. It is top notch. I'm sure his phone rings. Sure. And we saw it literally just this spring. Alabama A&M, successful spring. Connell Maynard's name was in the mix for a job opening, I believe, down at Southern. So, I mean, it happens. It's part of the business.
You look at the time, all the places that Jimbo Fisher, Texas A&M, has bounced around, and his agent knows, hey, man, keep your name out there. I know you're happy with it. Keep your name out there. And I'm not saying that is the case right now. I'm saying we have to grow as a fan base and understand the nature of the business and not go into panic attacks every time our head coach name comes up that somebody else is desiring him. Because I am sure Jay-Z is chilling right now, and he ain't worried about the 5 times I've dropped Beyonce name in the past 5 minutes. It's the vibe of being with a bad chick. We got a bad chick as a head coach. Going want him. People are going to pick up the phone. People are going to plant seeds out there of discontent and turmoil so that the water becomes muddy, so that other places outside of them don't want them. This is all orchestrated. This is all clickbait. This is all selling stories, sensationalism, trying to get us off message. Coach Flea said something to the team at the Valley game, of all places, because they're the Delta Devils. He said at halftime, he said, for every level, there's a devil. That's all. put into this team. As we continue to grow and climb, there's going to be another level of BS or bull junk, as Coach Prime would say. Gosh darn it. Like, this is going to happen. This is going to happen again because we are successful. So there are other people around the HBCU space, the FCS space. They would love to see Coach Prime lead. They would love for us to have some turmoil going on as we close in on a game that decides to SWAC East for us. They're eating it up. And when they share it, we get agitated. Then we go share it. And then we go, man, I hope this ain't distracting the players. Well, hell, stop sharing it.
There you have, man. You have an interesting photo behind you. You tied this here perfectly, bro.
Man, look, sometimes, Chuck, that photo, look, let me show you something. Sometimes, depending on what we're talking about, I have stamp burgers back there. But tonight for this show, I put up an iconic picture of my drunk uncles because that's what I've been listening to. Stop listening to your damn drunk uncles. Listen to the pregame show and some other credible sources with Jackson State Sports. You go to the barbershop and talk to your drunk uncles all day. Drunk uncles don't look. Drunk uncles are drunk uncles for a minute. I love them, but don't buy into your drunk uncles. Just because somebody got Wi-Fi and internet access does not mean they're in the loop, in the know, credible. Stop resharing bull junk. Stop recreating the turmoil you're saying you don't want to. Let's focus on Southern. Tickets are available. 6 p.m. kickoff. You got time to get down there. Here's LSU's homecoming too. So rooms are hard to come by. So you may have to drive a little further out or stay at the Soup Aid. Because when me and Chuck went to Huntsville for their homecoming, he tried to put us at the Soup Aid, and I vetoed that. Budget ain't that big. On the sports show, we ain't sleeping at the Soup Aid, Chuck.
No, we not. You better believe it, brother. Well, man, we're coming up on the top of the hour. Of course, as always, tune into the pregame show this upcoming weekend. We will be breaking down this tremendous matchup. It is the rivalry of all rivalries, Jackson State and Southern. It's a little bit down this year, but it's still Jackson State. Southern is still, for a lot of our band heads, the boom box. There's nothing bigger than these two bands, whoever you might think, 1 and 2, but this is going to be a huge one.
Chuck, we got to keep in mind, you're right. Southern is down this year. Their head coach left after the spring to go to Norfolk State, and they're not where they want to be. But here's what Southern does want to do. They want to put us on with a black eye. Southern they want to beat us, their rival, and they want to beat in-state rival, which the last 2 games. So do not think they're not going to be up for this game. Do not think that they're not enjoying the fact that instead of us talking about Misha the GOAT going off on Miami for all those points, blocks, and rebounds, that we're talking about drunk uncle conversation. We got to focus. We got to stay focused. We got 2 more games, which is one coming up, this Southern University down Baton Rouge game. We win that. We have mathematically and just absolutely clinched the SWAC East. Been some years since that has happened. Then we got Alcorn coming to town. Chuck, win that one. Hell, not only in it, we're hosting the SWAC championship will be in Jackson. So let's focus, y'all. Coach Prime is still appreciative of all the prayers and concerns.
Yes.
I had to tell some people the other day, kind of get a little check. It's not a matter of secrecy. It's a matter of privacy. People are entitled to their privacy. And just because someone is a public head coach doesn't mean you need to know all the details of their private business. He is with his family. He is resting and recovering. He is in constant conversation with his staff. He is watching the games when they're live on TV. He is trying to get a headset so he can listen into the game. He is totally engaged, and he is more than satisfied with the direction of this program under Coach Gary Harrell, Coach Flea, who he tapped to be interim in his stead. So let's keep the main thing, y'all, and that's beat Southern.
Beat Southern, 6 o'clock kickoff. The pregame show, we're going to go this weekend. We're going to break down this game. And I tell you what, looking forward to it. This is still a very dangerous team. The #1 rushing attack in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Our Tigers are going to have the handfuls, but we're looking forward to getting it on this weekend down in Baton Rouge.
I'm laughing at how you hesitated to say a show time for Saturday. Because you know, with that being a 6 p.m. game and that Friday night in Baton Rouge, we might have to, have us have us come drink. You was about to say, hey, we'll see y'all live at 10 a.m. We'll see y'all some point Saturday for the live from Baton Rouge. We will be with the team. Team is leaving out of Jackson Friday afternoon. So we will be with the team Friday and Saturday, and there will be, as always, live shows from the team hotel before kickoff, before we get over to whatever that Dumford, is it Dumford? Yeah.
You had to, huh?
Pack the roof vest, bring with you. It's a bunkhouse stampede, mid-house wrestling. Bring whatever you can carry. Falls counts anywhere in the parish is the rules.
We'll see you this weekend. It's the pregame show. It's Bishop. It's Neely on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be coming to you live at some point this weekend, folks.
Prime time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and for all those who's listening and watching it from around the world. And we are now live from the corner of Dalton and Lynch Street. It's the show where we take you inside the game before the game begins. It's the pregame with your host, Charles Bishop and Neely. So get ready, because we pregame harder than the other show's part. It's the pregame.